into it. Now into our top story for today. Now Caritas Kasese donates 65 million shillings Ebola prevention supplies to strengthen the broader preparedness. Now, Caritas Kasese has donated Ebola prevention supplies worth 65 million shillings to Kasese district in a major boost to Uganda's efforts to strengthen preparedness against the deadly disease in high-risk border communities. Now, the donation comes as health authorities continue to maintain heightened surveillance following the ongoing Ebola outbreak in the neighboring Democratic Republic of Congo, where the risk of cross-border transmission remains a major concern. Now, this was officially handed over to the district leaders at Kasese during a ceremony attended by the local government officials, health authorities, and representatives from Caritas Kasese. Now, according to the district leadership, the donation supplies will support ongoing infection prevention and control measures in communities that frequently interact with the neighboring areas across the Uganda Democratic Republic of Congo border. Now, the supplies will be distributed to schools, churches, mosques, and other public institutions located in communities considered to be high risk because of their proximity to the international border. Now, receiving the donation, the Deputy Resident District Commissioner of Bukonzo County, Lieutenant Mate Magwara, commended Caritas Kasese for supporting government efforts to strengthen Ebola preparedness at a time when a neighboring Democratic Republic of Congo continues to battle an outbreak of this disease. He said that Kasese remains one of Uganda's frontline districts in the fight against Ebola because of its extensive and busy border with Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, where thousands of people cross daily for trade, business, employment, and family visits. Now, Mugwara warned that the continued movement of people across the border increases the risk of the imported Ebola cases, making preparedness and community vigilance essential. Now, he urged the residents to remain vigilant, observe all the Ministry of Health's guidelines, and immediately report anyone showing symptoms consistent with Ebola, including fever, unexplained bleeding, vomiting, or severe weakness. Now, the Deputy Resident District Commissioner also called upon institutions that will receive the donated supplies to ensure they are used appropriately to strengthen hygiene and infection prevention within their communities. Now, speaking during the handover, the Ebola response focal person at Caritas Kasese, Adida Skule, said that the donation from a part of the organization's wider program aimed at strengthening Ebola preparedness in vulnerable border communities. He also explained that institutions located near the Uganda-DRC Congo border continue to face an elevated risk because of the regular cross-border interactions, making prevention interventions critical in reducing the chances of disease transmission. Kula also encouraged communities to remain cautious by avoiding unnecessary large gatherings whenever public health authorities advise so, and by cooperating with health workers conducting surveillance and health education activities. Now, Kasese has previously played a critical role in Uganda's Ebola preparedness because of its geographical location and history of responding to imported Ebola cases from the neighboring DRC. Now, the donation adds to the ongoing efforts by the Ministry of Health, district authorities, and humanitarian organizations to strengthen surveillance, improve infection prevention and control, and also enhance community awareness and ensure health facilities remain prepared to detect and respond to any suspected Ebola case. Now, health authorities continue to ensure the public that Uganda remains at a high alert, that preparedness measures are being strengthened across the border districts to safeguard communities against the threat of Ebola. Now, moving on to our next story for today. Now, Nebi falls short of malaria vaccination targets as thousands of children miss final dose. Now, health officials in Nebbi district have raised concerns after thousands of children failed to complete the full malaria vaccination schedule, leaving many vulnerable to severe malaria despite the availability of the ARA-21 malaria vaccine. Now, according to the latest district health data, only 26.6% of eligible children completed the fourth and final dose of the ARA-21 malaria vaccine by the end of June, falling far below the Ministry of Health's target of 90%. So the figures mean that the district missed its target by more than 63% points, raising fears that children remain inadequately protected against one of Uganda's leading causes of illness and death among the children under 5. Now, this vaccine is administered in 4 doses, beginning with 6 months of age. Children receive the first 3 doses of at monthly intervals before returning 6 months later for the final dose, which is critical for strengthening long-term protection against severe malaria. Now, experts say that while many parents ensure that their children receive the first 3 doses, a larger number of people fail to return for the final vaccination, significantly reducing the vaccine overall effectiveness. Now, speaking on the situation, the Assistant District Health Officer in charge of maternal and child health, Sister Joyce Opium, attributed the low completion of rate to poor health-seeking behavior among some caregivers and a long 6-month interval between the 3rd and 4th doses. Now, she explained that many patients simply forget the appointment by the time of the final dose and while others fail to appreciate the importance of completing the full vaccination schedule. Now, Sister Joyce said that health workers have been conducting follow-up visits to remind the caregivers, but the exercise has been made difficult by the challenging terrain, especially in sub-communities such as Erusi and Goli. According to the district health officials, limited funding has further constrained door-to-door mobilization and community immunization activities. So, Sister Joyce continued to say that the available PHC primary healthcare funds are insufficient to support the large-scale community follow-up, yet continuous mobilization is necessary to improve the vaccine completion rates. So despite the challenges, she says that the district has registered gradual progress since introducing the malaria vaccine and remains optimistic that communities will eventually embrace it in the same way they have accepted other routine childhood immunizations. Now, the ARA-21 malaria vaccine was introduced in the northern Uganda in April 2025, with the regional rollout officially launched in Lila City. Now, Nebbi district has begun administering the vaccine during the first quarter of the year 2025-2026. And district records that the uptake of the first dose has been encouraging, reaching 91% of the eligible children. Covering the second and third doses later declined to 70%, while completion of the crucial fourth dose dropped significantly to only 26.6%. Now, Nebbi District Health Officer Dr. Justin Okwaroth says that part of the challenge stems from the changes in Uganda's routine childhood immunization schedule. Now, Dr. Okwaroth said that although the fourth dose can still be administered up to the age of 5, health workers strongly encourage the parents to complete the vaccination schedule before the children reach 2 years of age to ensure maximum protection. Now, nationally, the Ministry of Health reports that more than 3.1 million doses of the malaria vaccine had been administered between April 2025 and February 2026, while the uptake of the first dose among the eligible children has remained close to 100%. And the national coverage declines to about 67% of the second dose and 64% of the third dose, highlighting a broader challenge in ensuring children complete the full vaccination schedule. Now, health officials are now urging the parents, the caregivers, to keep immunization appointments, complete the full vaccination schedule, and work closely with the health workers to protect the children against the severe malaria and reduce preventable childhood deaths. Now moving on to our next story for today. Now KCC rolls out the 6-month HIV prevention injection at all KCC public health facilities. Now people at substantial risk of contracting HIV can now access the lenacapavir, a new long-acting HIV prevention injection at all the 6 Kampala Capital City Authority managed by the health facilities. Now the rollout marks another milestone in Uganda's HIV prevention efforts, offering a new an alternative to the daily HIV prevention pills for individuals who remain HIV negative but at a high risk of acquiring the virus. Now, according to the Ministry of Health, lenacapavir is administered once every 6 months, making it one of the most long-lasting HIV prevention medicines currently available. Now, health experts say that this injectable medicine is designed for HIV-negative individuals who are at a substantial risk of HIV prevention, including sex workers, people with HIV-positive partners who are not virally suppressed, and also adults and girls and young women at high risk, men who have sex with men, and people who inject drugs, and other individuals identified by health providers as being at increased risk. Now, lenacapavir works as a pre-exposure prophylaxis, commonly known as PrEP, by preventing the HIV virus from establishing an infection into the person exposed. Now, unlike the oral PrEP, which requires taking a daily tablet, lenacapavir is given, and it is a single injection every after 6 months. A development health experts believe that could significantly improve the adherence among people who struggle to take the daily medication. So the rollout remains encouraging, and the international clinical trial results say that this is highly encouraging, which demonstrated that the long-acting lenacapavir provides very high protection against HIV when administered as recommended. Now, the World Health Organization recently recommended long-acting lenacapavir as an additional HIV prevention option, describing it as a major advance in expanding choices for people at ongoing risk of HIV prevention. Now, health officials say that increasing the range of HIV prevention options is critical to reducing the new HIV infections, particularly among populations that continue to face a high risk of exposure. Now, according to Kampala Capital City Authority, the medicine is now available at all the 6 KCC hospitals managed, where trained healthcares will assess clients, provide counseling, and determine whether they are eligible to receiving the injection. And before leaving, lenacapavir individuals must pass a test negative for HIV, as the medicine is intended strictly for HIV prevention and it is not used to treat people who already have the virus. Now, health experts believe that the introduction of the 6-month HIV prevention injection could improve the adherence, reducing new HIV infections, and help Ugandans move closer to achieving its goal of ending HIV as a public health threat. And members of the public who would like to know whether lenacapavir is sustainable or suitable for them are encouraged to visit the Kampala Capital City Authority Health Facility for assessment, counseling, and further information from the qualified healthcare providers. Let's take a look at that video of a health worker explaining to the residents about this new dosage for preventing HIV.
Embuto tumira wane dagara lyaffe ery'omusaayi buli lunaku ng'obeera omira akakerenda kaaki k'omusaayi. Abanyabo ne bassebo tugenda kusomako katono olwaleero. Tulina empiso gye bagenda okukuba ng'eziyiza akawuka ka mukenenya. amanya bampita musawo Asimwe Grace ndi musawo omuzaalisa. Eno empiso etuyamba fena okwetangira butafuna ki ate eno mpiso teriiko mwami teriiko mukyala teriiko wa lubuto teriiko wa family planning. Fena tukola ki fena tugifuna netuyamba fena abaana baffe n'abaami baffe butafuna ki kawuka ka mukenenya. Eno mpiso tugikuba ku parts za mirundi ebiri oba ku bitundu bya mirundi emeka ebiri. Tusooka kukuba wano ku bisambi oluusi ne tukuba ku ki naye kati fe abali mbuto ekiseera ekisinga engeri gye tulinamu bebi tetukuba ku ki tukubawa. Eno empiso banange etuyamba ebiseera ebisinga mujja wano okunywa eddagala naye muzze mweka temuli nabaki nabaami bammwe. Kati kisingako n'ofina eno empiso ne weetangira kawuka kaki kamukenenya. Omuntu yenna ali waggulu w'emyaka 18 oba ng'aweza kilo 35 wadembe okufuna ki wadembe okufuna eno empiso gye bayita lenacapava. Mpiso ekola bulungi si eryawo nti erina side effects ezigenda okumalako emirembe. Olwedde kati mwab'embuto tumira wano eddagala lyaffe ery'omusaayi buli lunaku ng'obeera omira akakerenda kaki k'omusaayi. Kati it's better ne tukozesa kuki ku mpiso instead okumira eddagala lya PrEP n'ofunayo ki. Kati ekyo kye tugenda okwogera wano olwaleero nze n'omusawo ono naye agenda kwongerezaako nga nange bwe nkola ki nga bwe mubeera n'ebibuuzo mutubuuze buli kibuuzo kyonna kye mwagala okukola ki musawo abannyabo ne bassebo tugenda kusoma.
Now, for those looking for this lenacapavir vaccine, please head to the Kampala Capital City Authority for more guidance and more information about this virus. Now, moving on to our final story for today, WHO urges stronger heat preparedness to protect people from protect them from the heat coming in from the mass gatherings. Now, the World Health Organization has called for stronger heat health preparedness during mass gatherings as an extreme temperatures continue to pose an increasing threat to the public health around the world. Now, the call was made during a global EpiWin webinar hosted by WHO on May 28, which brought together more than 8,000 participants, including public health experts, government officials, event organizers, and international partners to discuss the practical strategies for protecting people from heat-related illnesses during large public gatherings. Now, according to WHO, climate change is making extreme heat more frequent and intense, increasing the risk of dehydration and heat exhaustion, heat stroke, and other life-threatening conditions, particularly where large crowds gather outdoors. Health experts warn that older personnel, young children, pregnant women, people living with chronic illnesses, and individuals with disabilities are among the most vulnerable to the heat-related complications during such events. Now, during the webinar, WHO introduced its Heat Health Action Plan Framework, a practical guide designed to help governments and event organizers prepare for and respond to the extreme heat emergencies before and during and after the mass gatherings. So the framework includes recommendations on developing early warning systems, conducting event-specific heat risk assessments, and establishing emergency response protocols and implementing measures that reduce heat exposure among participants. Now, WHO also showcased practical tools developed under its Beat the Heat initiative, aimed at helping communities strengthen preparedness for increasing frequent heat waves. And the tool supports organizations in monitoring weather conditions, identifying high-risk groups, and planning everyday medical services and providing adequate drinking water, increasing the shaded areas and providing communication with the public before and during the events. Now, according to WHO, effective heat health preparedness not only affects the people attending the large gatherings, but also reduces the pressure on local health facilities and emergency services. Now, WHO says that the collaboration between the governments and meteorological agencies, health providers and event organizers will be essential to ensuring safer mass gatherings in the future. And the organization is encouraging countries to adopt to the evidence-based heat health measures and strengthen public awareness so that communities are better prepared to recognize and prevent respond to the heat-related illnesses. Now, health experts say that simple measures such as staying hydrated, limited prolonged exposure to direct sunlight, wearing light clothing, seeking shade, and recognizing early signs of heat exhaustion can significantly reduce the risk of serious illnesses during the periods of extreme heat. Now, WHO believes that a proactive planning and coordinated action will play a very critical role in protecting lives of everyone in our communities, and as climate change continues to increase the health risk associated with extreme temperatures and large public gatherings around the world. So to our dear viewer, that wraps up today's health updates. We hope the stories we have shared to you today continue to remind you the importance of prevention, early treatment, and staying informed about the health updates and health issues affecting our communities at large. So thank you for watching. This is your health show here on TV1 every Monday to Friday with me, your host Kaites Elizabeth. Stay with us because we have more shows coming in stock for you.
Brings a new beginning and a new day. We bring you the news that matters when it matters. From international headlines to the stories shaping our communities at home.
Because where is my ocean? I'm entitled to that ocean.
With expert analysis, in-depth conversations, and deep dives into the issues behind the headlines. We don't just tell you the news, we break it down. Start your mornings informed, prepared, and ahead of the day. New day, clear news, real insight, a smarter start. Weekdays, 6:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. only on TV1. Are you ready to build real skills for a better future? Tune in to Skilling Uganda, the show that empowers, educates, and transforms lives. From hands-on vocational skills to expert guidance and real success stories, Skilling Uganda connects you to opportunities that matter. Every Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Don't just stream it, skill it. Skilling Uganda, shaping Uganda's future, one skill at a time, only on TV1. See the difference. Get ready to power your weekend. This is where talent meets creativity, where ideas spark, and where the youth takes center stage. Introducing Youth Hub, the ultimate destination for inspiration, entertainment, and real conversations that matter. From trending topics and hot interviews to music, lifestyle, and everything shaping the next generation, we've got it all right here. So don't miss out. Join the movement, join the vibe, join the Youth Hub every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. only on TV1. See the difference. Don't miss on TV1.
Ebyenfuna, ebyenjigiriza, saako ebyobulamu, byonna byetoolera mu byobufuzi. abakulembeze bangi be twalonda bebeyama babituukiriza era obufuzi si bibala byakucamuka. I'll give an example. Museveni takyamanyiriza by'Abannayuganda. That's a fact.
5 minutes up. Order.
You are running Uganda at a very expensive pace.
2026 tusalawo ani agenda ani asigala mu program Inside Politics. N'olw'ensonga eyo tosubwa buli lwakusatu lwa wiiki ssaawa 3 ez'ekiro paka 5 ku TV1.
Don't miss on TV1. Are you ready to take charge of your future?
I told you I'm one of the best performing prime ministers.
Parliament is not a stationary building.
Welcome to Know Your Government on TV1.
New spirit of fighting corruption.
The show that breaks down how government works and how you can make a difference.
Please don't get excited.
You must keep pace.
From local councils to the State House, we'll show you how decisions are made. Join us every week as we demystify politics and empower you to be an active citizen. Tune in to Know Your Government, only on TV1. When the beat drops and the stars come out, you know it's time for Spotlight. We bring the heat, no cold feet, live music, fire performances, and artists who don't come to play, they come to shut it down. From breaking entertainment news to what's making noise in the streets, if it's buzzing, trending, or causing a stir, Spotlight has the score. So grab your seat, turn it up, and don't blink, because the show stops for no one. Spotlight, where entertainment steals the show and leaves you wanting more. Every Saturday, 2 to 4 p.m. Only on TV1. See the difference.
Webala malensonga na fetu ze kwebaza Omulamu wange bakuweereza Yesu wedde olutalo lukyali lwamanyi nnyo nga it could happen in a moment.